Have you ever wondered why some people wake up every day full of energy, chasing their goals with relentless determination, while others struggle to stay motivated even when they desperately want success? Why is it that two people can have the same opportunities, the same education, and even the same goals, but one achieves extraordinary results while the other gives up? Most people believe motivation is something you're born with. They think successful people simply have more discipline, more willpower, or some special internal drive that the rest of us lack. But what if that's completely wrong? What if motivation isn't a personality trait? What if motivation is actually a science? And what if understanding that science could completely transform your ability to achieve your goals? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology and neuroscience of motivation. We'll uncover what truly drives human behavior, why motivation often disappears when we need it most, and how the world's highest performers create motivation, even when they don't feel like working. By the end of this episode, you'll understand why you've been thinking about motivation the wrong way, and more importantly, how to use science to your advantage. Let's begin. Let's start with a surprising fact. Research shows that motivation often comes after action, not before it. Think about that for a moment. Most people wait until they feel motivated to start. Successful people start, and motivation follows. Imagine standing at the bottom of a mountain. You tell yourself, I'll start climbing when I feel motivated. But motivation never arrives. Days become weeks, weeks become months. Nothing changes. Now imagine taking just one step, then another. Suddenly, something interesting happens. Your brain begins releasing dopamine, not because you've reached the goal, but because you've started moving toward it. This is one of the most misunderstood aspects of motivation. People think motivation causes action. In reality, action often creates motivation. This explains why the hardest part of almost any task is simply getting started. Writing one sentence, reading one page, doing one push-up, making one phone call. The moment you begin, your brain starts rewarding progress, and that's when motivation starts growing. The lesson? Never wait to feel motivated. Act first, let motivation catch up later. When most people hear the word dopamine, they think of pleasure. But neuroscientists have discovered something fascinating. Dopamine isn't really the pleasure chemical. It's the anticipation chemical. It's what makes you want something. It's what pushes you to pursue. It's what drives effort. Imagine you're playing a video game. Each level gives immediate feedback, small wins, visible progress, rewards. Your brain loves this. Why? Because every small achievement triggers dopamine. Now, compare that to a long-term goal, starting a business, learning a language, getting fit, building a career. These goals often provide no immediate reward, and that's where many people fail. The human brain evolved to seek immediate feedback. The problem is that success usually requires delayed gratification. The solution? Create artificial progress markers. Break large goals into tiny victories. Celebrate milestones. Track progress visibly. Every small win becomes fuel. Every completed step becomes proof that you're moving forward, and your brain rewards movement. Not perfection, movement. Here's something that may change how you view success forever. Highly successful people don't rely on willpower nearly as much as you think. In fact, they often rely on it less than everyone else. Why? Because willpower is limited. Imagine willpower as a battery. Every decision drains it. Every temptation weakens it. Every distraction consumes it. By the end of the day, that battery becomes weaker. This explains why it's easier to skip the gym after work than before work. Your mental energy is depleted. The most productive people understand this. Instead of depending on willpower, they design systems. They create environments that make success easier. A writer keeps distractions away. An athlete prepares workout clothes beforehand. A student studies in a place dedicated to focus. They remove friction. Because environment often beats motivation. If junk food is everywhere, resisting becomes difficult. If social media is one click away, focus becomes harder. Your environment silently shapes your behavior every day, and often it's stronger than your intentions. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful motivational forces known to psychology: identity. Most people focus on outcomes. I want to lose weight. I want to earn more money. I want to become successful. But top performers think differently. They focus on who they want to become. Instead of saying, I want to run, they say, I am a runner. Instead of, I want to write, they say, I am a writer. Instead of, I want to be successful, they ask, what would a successful person do today? This shift changes everything because behavior becomes easier when it aligns with identity. Your brain naturally wants consistency. When your actions match your identity, motivation increases. When they conflict, resistance appears. Every action becomes a vote for the type of person you're becoming. One workout doesn't transform your body, but it reinforces the identity of someone who exercises. One chapter doesn't make you an expert, but it reinforces the identity of a learner. Success is often the result of thousands of identity-confirming actions repeated over time. There's another powerful driver that science consistently points to: purpose. Money can motivate. Recognition can motivate. Rewards can motivate. But purpose motivates longer. Think about the people who continue working through obstacles, setbacks, and failures. What keeps them going? Usually, it's not external rewards. It's meaning. It's believing their effort matters. Psychologists have found that people with a strong sense of purpose tend to be more resilient, more persistent, and more satisfied. Purpose acts like fuel during difficult times. When motivation fades, purpose remains. This is why understanding your why matters so much. Why do you want success? Why does this goal matter? Why is it worth the sacrifice? The clearer your purpose becomes, the stronger your motivation becomes. Because you're no longer chasing a goal. You're pursuing something meaningful. After studying entrepreneurs, athletes, scientists, and high achievers, one pattern appears again and again. They don't depend on feeling motivated. They create conditions that generate motivation. They focus on small actions. They build supportive environments. They develop powerful identities. They connect goals to purpose. And most importantly, they keep moving. Even when progress feels slow, even when results aren't visible, even when motivation disappears. Because they understand something most people don't. Consistency beats intensity. A small action repeated daily will outperform massive effort performed occasionally. Success isn't usually a single breakthrough. It's the accumulation of thousands of ordinary actions, repeated consistently over time. So what really drives success? Not talent alone, not luck, not endless motivation. Success is driven by understanding how your mind works. It's driven by action that creates momentum, by systems that reduce resistance, by identities that reinforce behavior, by purpose that survives difficult moments, and by consistency that compounds over time. The next time you don't feel motivated, remember this. You don't need motivation to start. You need to start to create motivation. Take one small step today, then another tomorrow. Because the future you want is built through the actions you take right now. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the Knowledge Studio and join us for more insights into psychology, success, human behavior, and personal growth. Until next time, stay curious, stay disciplined, and keep building the life you deserve.